I'm gonna kind of be talking about fairy tales. I just don't know how to start in the intro. So you know what? Let's just go right into it. Fairy tales. They are a very important part of our culture. I don't know what else to say about it. Really. Anyways, this isn't really just fairy tales. Fairy tales. It's more the evolution of fairy tales in, I would say, modern culture and fiction, that kind of stuff. Namely, graphic novels and, spin-offs. The point I'm getting at is Fables, graphic novel series by Bill Willingham, started off in 2002 and it's been continuing since. Basically, the plot of it is fable characters, fairy tale characters, ranging from Snow White to the Big Bad Wolf, Pinocchio, and pretty much anything in between. They were exiled from their world probably roughly, 400 years ago, our time, and they were exiled by this, evil dictator called the Adversary, and they ended up settling in New York. They have a small little neighborhood called Fable Town. Old King Cole's the mayor, Snow White's the deputy mayor, that kind of stuff. And it pretty much looks at, fairy tale characters in the modern world, how they're adapting, how they're coping. Namely, the Big Bad Wolf can turn into a human, and he's basically the detective for the town, and, the anthropomorphized animals are sent up to a farm in upstate New York where they can live throughout the rest of their days or what have you. Overall, it's a very interesting concept, very, very well done. Meanwhile, there has been buzz over the last few years of Fables possibly being brought to TV, namely because Powers by Brian Michael Bendis is being brought to FX probably next year or the year after that. Now, the thing with, fairy tale characters on television and whatnot is recently and soonish there are namely 2 shows that are going to be premiering that, well, kind of sort of step on that idea as well. Namely, Once Upon a Time, which is being brought to the screen by Adam Horowitz and Edward Kitsis, I believe, both relatively well known for their work on Lost as well as Tron Legacy. The plot of the show is kind of similar to that. Basically, fairy tale characters are sent to this town called Storybrooke, Maine, by the evil queen, who basically erases all their memories, including her own, of what happened, so there will be no more happy endings. And the son of Snow White and Prince Charming returns to the town and basically has to save everything, I guess. I mean, I could kind of see how that is sort of similar and how it could be possibly infringing on the basis or general plot of Fables, even though Horowitz and Kitsis only read a few issues of Fables. So, there's not too much, infringing there. Meanwhile, there's Grimm, which is premiering on NBC, and both these shows are premiering within the next week or so. And Grimm is basically about the last of the Grimms, of like the Grimm fairy tale Grimms, who discovers that he is the last of, the Grimm line, and he has to basically protect people from, these fairy tale horrors like wolves and that kind of stuff. The main draw in my mind for the show is the fact that they have the guy who played Haywire from Prison Break as one of the good wolves. I would suggest maybe checking out both shows and maybe the first volume of Fables to see what you like more, weigh your opinions as to whether the 2 shows are kind of infringing upon the creative story, plot, whatnot of Fables, or not. Basically, up to you. In my opinion, Once Upon a Time is more infringing upon Fables as opposed to Grimm, but who am I to say? That's television. There really isn't too much original these days, like no really original stories. You basically have to take things that you like and mix them all together and get something that, one, works and is creative and is somewhat original, even though it's a mishmash of a number of different things. But that's the world it is. That's, YouTube as well. I know that there are a lot of parodies and whatnot, but there is original content, even though it might be a mishmash of a few things. But, yeah. Well, I have things to go take care of, so thank you all for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe if you like, and I'll see you all within the week or so. Later.